Howdy everybody. Howdy everybody. Can you hope you can hear me? I got a little bit different setup today. All right. Oh yeah, thanks Seth. It was a great fun show last night. Fun show. Yep. Appreciate it. Michael, Paul, how's it going? Got a few other Duffers joining in here. How many Duffers we got? We got two evident Duffers. But we might have more Duffers lurking in the background. I know I want to say hi to my friend Ed down in Central Illinois. And so let's get started here. We've played 3 tunes so far. I'm going to give you a 4th one today. We're still in the key of G. Let's review something though. Let's go over something a little bit now. Remember, we were going to try to learn all the notes on the G and D string. G. I'm playing the wrong instrument here. Sorry, fellas. D, A, and E strings. The bottom 4 are the low 4 strings. When I say bottom, so remember this is an E. This is an A. This is a D. Everybody knows that. If you've been playing the guitar very long, you can play all the cowboy chords. You know that. So remember now. So let's just see where we're at here. So the 12th fret is the same note, right? Octave away. So we know the 12th fret is the same note. Because I'm eventually going to trick you into learning all the way up the neck here. So let me turn my volume down just a touch here. I think it's peaking a little bit. I'm using a little different mic setup because I've got the big fiddle show is set up in the living room again. So I'm down here in the hidey hole in the man cave. So we got E. We got, that's an E, right? We got A, 12th fret, again A. It's an octave away, right? D. Okay, we're good there. Now, you know the old way of before the electronic tuners, we used to tune by matching one string to another. So if we play at the 5th fret of the E string, that's an A, right? Because that's the same as the note, the next string up, right? Down, up, but I'm going to say up because it's higher. Okay, then same thing on the A string. If I play at the 5th fret, that's a D. Okay. Then if I play in the D string at the 5th fret, that's a G, right? So we know those. Okay. Now, if we look at how notes are arranged, 2 of the notes are right next to each other. We think in terms of half steps and whole steps. So if I go from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret, that's a whole step. In other words, there's a note in between. That would be considered a half step. There are 2 notes in the scale if we wrote out a scale chromatically using all the sharps and flats and such. And if you don't understand this right now, don't worry, it's going to be explained many times. But 2 notes don't have any note between them, and that would be E to F. That's always a half step. So E, F natural. Okay, and then B to C is always a half step. To get any of the other next named notes that don't have a sharp or flat in front of them, it's always a whole step. So if I went E, F, what's the next note in the alphabet? G, that's a whole step, and then A again, right? Because there's no note H. There's a preparation H, but there's no note H. So let's learn these big notes on the G string here, on the E string. Sorry. So it's E, F, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Sorry, G. 5th fret we know is A because that's the one that's the same as the note below. So hey, we're doing good so far, right? E, F, G, A. Now let's learn the big notes on the A string. Now if we play the 1st fret on the A string, remember only 2 of the notes don't have a note between them. That would be E to F and B to C. So to play A to B is a whole step. So it's going to be 2 frets away. So it's B. So the 2nd fret on the A string is a B, right? Then we said that only E and F and B to C is a half step, so the next C is here, right? A, B, C, and then 5th fret is the note below, right? So D. Okay, let's do the same thing now on the D string. So again, we have the same situation. Between D and E, which is the next note after D, there's got to be 2 frets, so it's the 2nd fret. And then we said between E and F, there's only a half step, so this note must be an F. Oh. And then up here's G. because that's the same as the note below, right? Didn't we say that? Okay. So let's say the big notes on the G string up to the, on the E string up to the 5th fret. So it's E, F, G, A, good, good, good. Then if we kept going, we'd go A, B, 2nd fret, C, 3rd fret, D. And then if we went G, E, sorry, D, E, F, G. Too early in the morning, haven't had enough coffee yet. Okay, so now let's do one more thing and then we're going to get off of this, but I want you to review this part of the tape a lot and look and see if you can sort out what these notes are up to the 5th fret, because we're going to have them all today before we're done today, all right? So here we go. All right, thanks for the feedback on the sound, by the way. Okay, so now let us say we want to play the notes that aren't just named notes, that possibly have sharps and flats in front of them. So let's look at that one moment. Okay, so if I said that this is E, right, and this is F on the 1st fret, and this is G, well, what's this note between them called? Well, that's what we call an enharmonic note, E-N-H-A-R-M-O-I-N-C, enharmonic. And it's a note that can have 2 names. Same note, but it can have 2 names. If I'm playing in sharp keys, we'll deal with that a little later too, but G is a sharp key. So if I was playing in the key of G, I would call this, or going up from F to there, that'd be F sharp, F sharp. If I was going from G down, thinking in terms of flats, that would be G flat. So this note here has two names. It can either be F sharp or G flat, because it's between those two, right? It's stretched between, it's right there between them. And the same thing happens here. Here I am at G and A, right? G, A, the note between can either be G sharp or A flat, depending on which way I'm going and what key I'm in. And we'll get to those conventions later. Now let me back up. So why am I wasting your time with this? Remember, we want to learn to play up the neck. And we need to know the names of the notes so we can name the chords and know what part of the chord we're playing. Very important, okay? So when we're just starting with here, the nut to the 5th fret, we want to know them all cold, just on these 3 strings to start with, because that's the most important ones for making the bass notes and defining what the chord is, all right? All right, so let's go on one more time. I'll just, so you have this to look at in your spare time. Okay, so A, B, C, D, right? A, B, C, D. Now, so what's this note here? Well, that's either A sharp or B flat. A sharp or B flat. It's got 2 names. Same here. C to D. C, D, C sharp, D flat. Okay, depending on what the chord, what the scale is, what chords are being played, we can call either of those 2 things. Remember, that's called enharmonic, E-N-H-A-R-M-O-I-N-C, enharmonic. It's those notes that have 2 names. We can call them either one, okay? But there are some conventions as to when you would use one or the other, all right? So let's go on from there, and let's say G, A, what am I doing, G? Why do I keep calling that G? It's D, it's D. D, E, F, G, D, E, F, G. What's this note right next to the nut? D, D sharp, A, E, D sharp. Or it's going to be E flat. So this one could be either D sharp or E flat. And then between the F and the G, this could either be F sharp or G flat, F sharp or G flat. Now if I play all the notes from, the scale typically has 8 notes, 7 notes and then the octave, right? So it'd be, in G, it'd be G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. But if I play all the notes, there's 13 notes, 12 and the octave. That's called a chromatic scale. In other words, we're playing all the notes from one to the other through the octave, up through the same note, when we get finally to the same note. It'd be like if I went like this. That's called a chromatic scale. In other words, I'm playing all the notes, and we use that a lot. Like if I'm doing, Okay, that's why we're learning this, so we can play not only the chords, but the in-between chords, which are called passing chords. But that's on down the road a little ways. All right, so let's go back now, and we're going back to our, so I'm going to leave you with that. That's good, we're done there. Let's play a little bit of Coming Round the Mountain. Remember, now I said to get the punt, we're playing country chords, we're playing cowboy chords. You want to be back here by the, closer to the bridge, at least behind the sound hole, because it's stiffer, plumpier. Okay, and remember about holding the pick, not too much sticking out. I hope you're working on all these little fundamental things. All right, let's see. I'll bring it up here. Let's bring up Coming Round the Mountain, and let's see if it'll play. There it goes. Alternate the bass. Here we go. That's enough of that for right there. Like, that guy just won't stop playing, will he? You can't shut him up. You can't shut him up. There we go. So now, so let's review our bass runs there. Did you hear me start to throw them in at the end? If we're just playing it straight, you know, she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she opportunity for bass run comes. So the bass run would be. This way, this way. Sorry. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. So I'm going B on the A string, B, C sharp. I'm giving a little leading tone there. I could go, but I like give a little leading tone there to get to that D. Okay, now, what else can I do? I can do this too. I can do A, C sharp, D. Okay, two ways to do that. There's more than two, but that's two I'm giving you. So let's go back to the beginning again. Get back to G, E, F sharp, B, the chord, C, A, B, C, G. Okay, so that's Coming Round the Mountain. Now, I've created a website for use in this course, guitar backup for Duffers, and the website is located at Fiddle School, all one word, fiddleschool.charliewalden.com. And if you go there, you'll see a link, Guitar for Duffers, and click that. There's nothing there yet. I've created the website. I'm going to populate it this weekend. But I'll have these audio files there and that sort of thing. Oh, you know what? Shoot, heck far. You know what? I got to say goodbye to the people who aren't patrons of the Patreon channel, because you're only supposed to get 10 minutes of the lesson, and I've done giving you 15. So I'll say goodbye to you all, you good people, and here's what it's going to look like. Okay, that about does it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the little lesson here. And like I say, feel free to contact me. You can call me on the hotline. Let's see that number again. You can leave me a message there. You can call me, you can text me at that number, you can email me. bigfiddleshow@gmail.com. So we'll see you next time, and I hope to see you tomorrow night for the 70th episode of Possum's Big Fiddle Show tomorrow night, and also for Camp Possum on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, 11 to 12:30. We learn a tune on the fiddle and the mandolin, and we also play along and play a bunch of tunes together. So hope you enjoyed today, and have a nice rest of the week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.